So now I want to introduce you to a new data type known as a hash. To revisit, we had just learned about arrays, and arrays are great for if you have a large list that you want to iterate through quickly, and the data is not really associated with um, anything except for maybe the variable that it's tied to, but it's just a list of data. But a hash, what we can use a hash for is if we have data that's tied to certain things. So let's say we had a car, and that car has a model. That model would be Nissan. So you could call model and get the value of Nissan back. Or you could say um, drive type, all-wheel drive. So if you called drive type, you would get back all-wheel drive, and you would know certain things about the data. Better for when you want to associate different pieces of data with each other, and also when you know what data you want to access, you are then able to access it more easily. Let's create a program in Sublime that illustrates this a little bit. So touch Ruby hashes.rb, go over to Sublime, and I am going to start creating the program, and then I'll explain to you guys what's going on. So let's do puts, enter the name of a baseball player, and then we're going to get input. We can call it ball player, and then let's create a hash, and we're going to set that hash equal to players hash, and we create a hash with curly braces. Remember, like how we had done an array with brackets, hashes use curly braces. And then we can create our first key and value pair. Whoops. So this right here is a hash. It has data, and it has a key value pair. The data and the key value pair in this situation is David Ortiz is the key, and the value is DH, that being designated hitter, the position that he played for the Red Sox. Actually, it's his last year right now, in the making of this, 2016. But we are able to associate data with, actually that's really it. We're able to associate this data. So David Ortiz is a designated hitter, and we're able to show that in the hash. And let's add something else to this hash. Let's say Derek Jeter. He was a shortstop. All right. So now we have this hash that contains two key value pairs, Derek Jeter and David Ortiz being the keys, the values of those keys being DH and shortstop. And then let's put players hash and pass in a parameter of ball player. So here, similar to like we had done with accessing an index in an array, we're going to access a key in the array. So we're going to pass in one of the keys here and get back the value. So whatever we enter in for ball player, it's going to have to either be David Ortiz or Derek Jeter, and we're going to get back the position of that player. So David Ortiz is a DH, Derek Jeter is a shortstop. And if we had an entire hash of all the baseball players, we could then call the name of any baseball player and get their position back, which is pretty cool. We're going to keep it small for now, but you guys feel free if you want to add more to this, make your own hash. I highly encourage it. So let's go back to terminal and run ruby hashes.rb, and we call David Ortiz, and we get back that he's a DH. If we run the program again, we call Derek Jeter, we get back that he's a shortstop. So those are hashes. I'm going to go into a little more detail in the next video about them, but that's a good introduction to them for now.